This man has never been arrested, never appeared before a single magistrate, and never sat in the witness chair at the very commission that keeps whispering his name. In this exclusive breakdown, we ask the one question South Africa is too polite to ask out loud. Who exactly is protecting Hangwani Mamela? Let us first understand who this man is in the eyes of investigators. According to the Special Investigating Unit, Mamela is alleged to be the head of one of 3 syndicates that looted more than 2 billion rand from Tembisa Hospital. The SIU traced 41 companies linked to him, flagging more than 816 million rand in his syndicate alone. His assets, seized during a raid at his Sandhurst mansion in October of 2025, include 3 Lamborghinis, a Bentley, designer artwork, and a property in Bantry Bay valued at 75 million rand. In total, his identified assets sit at around 520 million rand. But the real story is not in the Lamborghinis. The real story is in the company he allegedly kept. The Madlanga Commission has heard testimony that Mamela was deeply entangled with Vusimuzi Cat Matlala, the alleged crime kingpin now sitting in prison. The commission heard that Mamela was receiving screenshots of Matlala's private conversations in real time, and that he was being paid out of money from Matlala's suspicious 360 million rand police tender. Evidence leader Matthew Chaskelson put it plainly that Mamela, Matlala, and businessman Suleiman Karim may have jointly funded the corrupt Medicare 24 contract with the police. This is not ordinary tenderpreneur business. This is organized crime territory. This is the world of cash in transit, robberies, political killings, and the so-called Big Five cartel that General Mkwanazi exposed in July of 2025. Here is what should confuse every thinking South African. Every week at the Madlanga Commission, Mamela's name comes up. He is central to the Tembisa Hospital story, central to the Matlala story, and central to the question of how proceeds of crime move between these powerful men. And yet the commission has not summoned him, not once. Understand how this commission operates. It has the legal power to summon any witness in South Africa, and failure to appear is a criminal offense. It can subpoena documents, phone records, bank statements, WhatsApp chats, and even encrypted communications. But before a witness is ever called, the commission's evidence leaders do weeks, sometimes months, of quiet background work. They analyze financial trails, cross-reference testimony, and build a detailed file. Only when they know exactly what they want to ask do they issue the summons. That is why witnesses like Suleiman Karim were grilled with surgical precision. The commission had done its homework long before Karim walked in. So if it was thorough enough to expose 42 million rand moving through one businessman's accounts, surely it has a thick file on Mamela too. Surely it knows exactly what to ask him. So why has his name never been formally called to the witness stand? Here's where the story gets uncomfortable. And here's where this exclusive breakdown connects the dots nobody else is willing to connect. Hangwani Mamela is not a stranger to the president of this country. 47 years ago, Cyril Ramaphosa married Mamela's aunt. They divorced 43 years ago. That makes Mamela, in simple family terms, the nephew of the president's former wife. The president himself, after being caught on camera outside Mamela's Sandhurst mansion, finally admitted he had met him. He admitted that Mamela's mother was a schoolmate of his decades ago. He also admitted that back in 2022, when DA leader John Steenhuisen asked whether he knew Mamela, he had said no, which he now insists was true at that time. The president maintains he has no personal dealings with this man today, but here is what any experienced investigator must consider. If the Madlanga Commission, through its quiet background work, has traced any link, any payment, any indirect connection that sits closer to the presidency than the presidency would like, then calling Mamela to testify in public becomes politically radioactive. This is the same commission set up to investigate political interference in the criminal justice system. If its own investigation exposed a sitting head of state by placing his former wife's nephew on the stand, the political shockwaves would shake this country to its foundations. Is that why they are moving so carefully? Is that why Mamela remains the untouched man at the center of everything? This channel is not making an accusation. We are asking the question nobody else seems willing to ask. Now turn to the prosecution side of this scandal, and the picture gets darker. The SIU raided Mamela's home in October of 2025 and handed its evidence to the National Prosecuting Authority. On the 11th of December of 2025, his case was officially referred to the Director of Public Prosecutions for a decision. Justice Minister Mamela Kokubai has publicly confirmed this week that no charges have yet been brought against him. Her explanation was that the information from the SIU must still be converted into admissible evidence and that further investigations are underway. In plain language, that means months of legal ping-pong, endless paperwork, and still no arrest warrant. Meanwhile, the new head of the National Prosecuting Authority, Advocate Andy Motibi, who previously led the SIU investigation into Mamela, has promised on national television that this case will receive priority attention. The MK party has already publicly accused the president of appointing Motibi precisely to shield Mamela. Whether that accusation is fair or not, the facts remain the same. A man accused of looting public hospital money while patients suffered has not spent one day in a courtroom or a holding cell. Compare that to other South Africans arrested before sunrise for far less, and you see why the public is losing faith. And now we come to the part that ties the whole story together, so pay close attention. General Mkhwanazi, the same officer who set this entire inquiry in motion, recently placed before Parliament's ad hoc committee a handwritten letter from Jermaine Prim, a convicted inmate who claims he shared a prison cell with Kat Matlala at Kosi Mampuru. In that letter, Prim alleges that Matlala bragged to him that he was very close to the Ramaphosas. Prim alleges that Matlala boasted about personally delivering couches to Pala Pala Farm, the same farm at the center of the 2020 foreign currency theft scandal. Prim alleges those couches contained around 580,000 United States dollars in cash, which at that time was worth between 10 and 11 million rand. The same letter also speaks about Matlala's friend Morgan, and Morgan just happens to be Mamela's middle name. Prim alleges that Matlala and Mamela made a lot of money together on the Tembisa hospital tender. He even alleges Matlala mentioned the name Babita de Okaran, the whistleblower gunned down in 2021, after flagging those very corrupt hospital contracts. General Mkhwanazi himself told members of parliament that many of the details in this letter are, in his own words, worrying and that they need to be looked at. He confirmed that certain details which only an insider could possibly know are written in that letter. So here is the exclusive question. If Vusi Matlala was willing to hide the president's dollars at Pala Pala, who helped him do it? A man does not move hundreds of thousands of American dollars across provinces alone. He needs a trusted partner, someone connected enough to the family that nobody would dare ask questions. Is it possible that Hangwani Mamela, the president's nephew by a long ago marriage, was that trusted partner? Is it possible that the real reason Mamela walks free, the real reason Madlanga has not called him to the stand, and the real reason the NPA keeps saying the evidence needs more work, is that pulling on his thread would unravel a sweater that leads straight into the highest office in the land? We do not have the final answer today, but we have more than enough questions. And when a country has this many questions about one man, and still that man walks free, while witnesses like Marius van der Merwe are gunned down outside their own homes in front of their families, something is deeply and dangerously wrong.